Hello and welcome back to the cellblock Scorch. 'Tis I, Octo, coming at you with prompt number 58, which was Radical Dude, given by Grishmak. So, there's a couple different ways that I was thinking about taking this prompt, because the obvious thing is to do some sort of server thing. And then I was like, what if I made a math joke instead? But I ended up doing something completely different, which was very silly. I have no regrets about it, but it is just a little humorous piece, and I hope that you enjoy it. So the title of this piece is Totally Tubular. And just a preemptive warning, if you speak Latin, I am sorry. I am trying my best. So I hope that you enjoy this little story I wrote. Lux. Nothing. Urere. Still nothing. Non inutile lumen ignis. Maybe a tiny spark. Possibly. That may have been a trick of the light. Growling with frustration, Vera rolled the sleeves of her robe back and geared up for another try. These candles were going to light themselves if it killed her. The preceptor had told them just today that it was all about finding the right words to get the Aether to know what to do. So obviously, she just wasn't being specific enough. She took a deep, grounding breath and scraped together everything she knew about Latin, then gestured at the candles and all but shouted, Lucernes accenduit illis nuc quis atere potens. One of the candles started to smoke slightly, but that was it. They didn't even have the grace to look slightly melted. Throwing her hands in the air in defeat, Vera flopped backward into her chair. No matter what it looked like, she was not pouting. She was brooding over her extreme failure to live up to the vigorous life of apprentice wizardry. She had spent 5 years trying to get into this preceptor's good graces, and now she would have to leave a disgrace who couldn't even conjure up a little light. She had a sneaking suspicion that the Aether was just ignoring her. She had seen the 3 other apprentices light their candles with ease. They had literally used the exact same words that she had tried earlier. Just peachy, she snarled, kicking over a candlestick, only to freeze, wide-eyed, as a perfectly ripe peach bounced off of her forehead. What? She poked it, for lack of a better idea. It was definitely peachy, she would give it that. Confused, but also desperate to do anything with the Aether at this point, she pointed at her desk and said, Gnarly, man. The desk promptly twisted itself into an unrecognizable, but indisputably gnarly, mass of wood. All right, then. No one said the Aether only spoke Latin, she supposed. It also spoke surfer. Painfully, ridiculously on the nose, and literal surfer. Several hours later, she had gotten something of a handle on her wordplay, and was feeling rather proud of herself. Grinning at the candles, she imagined them lighting all at once and chirped, This is radical, dude! Her room filled with light at last. Now, she couldn't get them to go out, but she was so tired she didn't mind it, and went to bed instead of trying to figure out how to tell them to do so. Let's see them make fun of her now. So this story is not part of a greater anything, technically speaking. It's just this hapless woman trying to get magic to work for her. I don't know. I always get a kick out of apprentices in magic trying to do stuff and having to do weird things to get magic to work with them, because what's the point of magic if it doesn't have its own vague consciousness that ruins your life if you're not clever enough? This story kind of makes me laugh, actually, because the magic system that I set up over here actually low-key pops up in one of my longer works, and I didn't even notice that I'd been doing stuff with it before. I just think that very picky magic systems that require weird languages to work is it, apparently. I don't know why. But, yeah. I unfortunately don't have much else to say about this piece because it's like a page long, and it's just silly time, you know? I'm just silly. That's how it goes. Gresham liked it, and that is all that matters. As for the next week, after I won, I of course prompted. Give me a moment to pull this up, because as we all know, I can't pull this up beforehand, because that would require forethought and planning and other useful things that are good to have when you're recording a podcast. Alright, what I prompted was... number 59 is knives like words. So, this was very simple. You know the phrase, words like knives, you know? We just flipped that around. It's not that exciting. I thought it was interesting. I can't quite remember what I got for these, but I'm sure they were interesting. And Lost won, and I always like Lost stuff. So I'm sure you are in for a treat later. And that is all from me today. So keep that fire burning, y'all.
The Cellblock Scorch is a production of Stellacore, an independent group of nerds sharing their obsessions with the world. Links to all our projects, including Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, Patreon, and Ko-Fi, can be found on our Linktree, posted in each episode description. Follow us on Tumblr or Instagram to see the prompt of the day before the episode drops, and a quote from each Scorch the day after. If you would like to support our creative endeavors, you can give a one-time tip to the Ko-Fi of the writer of your favorite Scorches, or check out our Patreon. There, you can access the Scorches and episode transcripts for free, or sign up for Spark level support for $5 a month to gain access to our embers as well.